Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Unlocked podcast, the podcast where we unlock the latest tech news, rumors, and more in the world of tech. I've just butchered it. And at the same time, having some fun, having a laugh, and having some awesome guests. And today, I'm Benji from BenObi Tech. I'm joined by my usual co-host Taylor from TA Tech, and we also have a very special guest that many of you already know. You may know him as the fake Apple leaker or Front Page Tech, the one who leaked the Square Apple Watch. Which
yes,
we
the
all
one
love.
that we definitely got. Yeah,
the one that we definitely got. So we've got Jon Prosser in the show. How's it going?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm gonna use that line for anything now. I butchered it. I butchered that.
Man. Yeah, we'll leave that in. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, thanks.
Definitely.
Thanks for taking the time and being on the show with us today, Jon. Taylor's been waiting to meet you for a while. Of course, we've had a few interactions already. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Taylor. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. So when I did that live stream that you showed up on the other night,
yeah,
I was like, me and my friends were like, "Was that really Jon?" Like, what?
Yeah, it was me.
It
was me.
Another day, I was like, is somebody faking to be Jon?
Well, that's what the check mark's for. That's how you know it's me.
Yeah. Well, no, we couldn't see it on StreamYard.
Oh, really? I guess StreamYard probably doesn't show it.
Yeah, so that's why we're like, was it him? And then I was trying to.
Whenever I'm in your stream, since you can't tell if it's me or not, if I use the code, I butchered it. That's how you know it's me.
Yeah, now I know.
Yeah, that's how you know it's really me.
So it was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. I don't know if you saw it, but like I posted something on my Twitter, and yeah, that got like.
When, today?
No, that day that you showed
up. Oh,
yes,
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So
you posted like a screenshot or something?
Yeah.
That
I
follow you both on Twitter, don't I?
You used to follow me at least. I don't know if you still
follow
me.
Benji. Do I not follow you anymore?
Let me see.
Oh no, I don't. Okay, I'll fix it.
You followed me, Jon.
I think my account like auto unfollowed when you were gone for like 8 years. You were gone for 2 years, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Was there anybody managing your account, or were you just gone?
No, I was just gone.
Okay. Just gone.
Just went poof. And so now the YouTube algorithm hates me, so it's great.
Oh yeah. That's how it be.
Yeah.
Man.
But anyway, it's great to have you on, and we've got some exciting stuff to discuss in today's episode. I've got some questions for you, and also we're going to talk about the news. So for those who have listened to the podcast in the past, if you've listened to the last episode where we had a guest, you'll know that we kind of introduce the guests a little bit, get to know them, and then we move into the tech news. So don't skip it, okay? Because it's both parts of the podcast are going to be good.
Did you have Saran on last episode?
Yeah, we had. It's cool.
Is it Saran or Saran?
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 I have no idea. It
was close to the first time. I butchered it.
I butchered it. All right, so we wanted to start off with a question. I think I might have asked you this when I interviewed you on my podcast, like
probably
forever ago. But when did you start YouTube, and why did you start YouTube?
Oh God. I've been on YouTube technically since YouTube started. I think I was on a platform called Google Video before they bought YouTube. Back then there was just a few. There was like a site called Meta Cafe, which was like YouTube. Site like it was called Rever with 2 V's. I was on that. That was like YouTube. Then there was YouTube and Google Video, and I was on basically all of them. Then Google bought YouTube, so all my Google Video like uploads moved over to YouTube. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm on YouTube now. So I've been doing YouTube for that long, but Front Page Tech started in 2013. We're going on season 10, so almost 10 years now. been a while, but I've been on YouTube since the beginning. Even though Front Page Tech, it started in 2013, but I've been doing YouTube for years and years before that, making like stupid sketches and short films and just terrible things. It was awful.
Sweet. What made you start? Like, what inspired you?
Believe it or not, it was like I think it was just how foreign it was at the time. Like video was new on the internet, and so I just wanted to be into that. Like when I learned that you could make your own website, I thought that was the coolest thing, because to me the internet felt like TV channels, and you can't just like make your own TV channel. So when I heard that you could make your own website, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So that's what I was doing. I was making these tiny little stupid websites, and then when I found out you could do video and like upload to your own website, that's why I really wanted to do it. I was like uploading to Google Video or YouTube just to embed it on my own website. I did like a magic trick thing, like where I taught magic tricks. It was so bad, but I would perform magic tricks on video and then make you go to my website and I would teach you how to do the magic tricks. It was pretty terrible. But at the time I started, just because I think it was so new and exciting. Like now you see your favorite creators and stuff, and you're inspired that way. There were no creators or anything like that then. There was no like internet personalities, but I just the concept itself of making videos and uploading your own videos was really cool to me, because I really like movies and TV, and so that's kind of why I started. It was just like, it was exciting back then.
It's awesome.
That,
Okay, good. You butchered it.
An awkward pause. We're supposed to switch at this point.
yeah.
Oh, is it Taylor's turn?
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to discuss this at the start. It's fine. It's fine. Taylor, you want to take it away with the next question?
Sure, absolutely, man. So, what's your creative process like? Like, how do you get your ideas and start making videos?
Well, luckily, I don't. That responsibility is not really on me, because Front Page Tech is just the news. So I just, I'll look at the news, but I don't want to talk about just like, even if it's a really popular news story for the day, there's a good chance I won't talk about it unless I actually care about it, because if I don't care, I feel like it'll come across on video. And so it's usually like the criteria are, okay, number one, is this a news story we're talking about? And number two, can I make it funny? And if I can do that, then I'll make a video about it. And it's usually like 2 or 3 hours of writing. Like the show is scripted now. It wasn't back then, Benji, when I talked to you on your podcast. But Front Page Tech is 100% scripted. And it takes about 3 hours to write. I usually start writing looking like a hobo. I haven't showered yet. I'm writing the show, and then I'll go take a shower to like leave the script there and cleanse my mind, and then after my shower I'll come back to the script to see if any of it is still funny, or if I want to change anything. I'll do a read through, and if it's good, then I'll get ready to film. I'll film the show, which only takes about like 20 minutes. So if it's a bad day, maybe 30 minutes. And then editing takes about, well, it depends. On a good day, like 3 hours, but some days I'll do like 5 to 7 hours on an edit.
Oh wow!
So a long time, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's. I've started to script my own videos as well, because I think I save so much time especially in editing, because like when you're in front of the camera, you're trying to figure out what to say, then you've got so much editing to do.
Brutal. It takes you forever to film, because you're just guessing of what to say, and then you have to cut through all that in editing. It takes forever.
Yeah, and even making bullet points sometimes it still takes long. Because you say sentences like, no, I want to say it again.
Right. Well, it just makes the whole show tighter. Like, I know before I film if it's going to be a good episode, which was not the case before, because it was like it was all on me to like ad lib it or improvise enough to where I would film and then go, okay, was any of that funny? And if it wasn't, I'd have to refilm. But this, I can write and rewrite till I know it's good, until I know it's a good episode, and then I'll film it. And it also helps me feel. It also makes me feel more confident when I'm filming, because I know I'm prepared. Like, I'm not just guessing when I'm up in the studio. The whole upstairs is the studio for FPT, and I know when I'm up in the studio, I'm not guessing, and I know whether or not the show is going to be good. So writing has really helped make the show really, really tight, and I'm not wasting any time, and I'm not repeating myself over and over again. And it also makes sure that I can get the show to exactly where I want it. Like I try to make sure it's exactly 8 minutes. Maybe it's a little bit over 8 minutes because extra ad revenue. And why would you not do an extra minute for extra ad revenue?
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
Well, I can make
awesome.
like the difference between 7 minutes and 8 minutes on an episode of Front Page Tech could be thousands of dollars. So I have to film that extra minute or make sure I get that extra minute in.
Cool.
Gotcha. Wow.
There's something I wanted to ask, but I completely forgot now.
You butchered it.
Well, butchered it again. What app do you use to like write all your scripts in?
Oh, believe it or not, I just use Notes like on iOS, on Mac OS. And, yeah, because everything syncs over. And yeah, if I look at my notes, it's a complete mess. Sometimes I do like, I used to use my notes for like personal stuff and like reminders, but now it's really just all Front Page Tech episodes and Genius Bar episodes, and that's it.
Oh wow, that's funny.
Yeah, so I usually write it on sitting at my Mac, and then up in the studio, I have an iPad that's just up there, my iPad Air that I hold on the show, and that's where I read the script.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I used to use Notes as well for like all my videos, but now I've kind of started using Google Docs.
I used
just
to use
in case,
Google
like
Docs.
if I ever like use an Android phone or something, it's easier instead of having to like copy it and then paste it in some other Notes app. It's just, but Google Docs is just everywhere, so and I could access it from anywhere.
Is Microsoft Office even a thing anymore?
I don't know. My parents still pay for it and still use it.
What?
Like, you're so dumb.
Do they know? Do they know that
I
it's
told
free?
them. I told them so many times. I was like, you can use Google Docs. It's the exact same, but it's free. It's
no.
You can even use Pages that comes with your Mac. Like
brutal.
Dude.
Yeah,
Dude.
it's a struggle.
What can you do?
Yeah. Do you use you don't use a teleprompter for your videos, do you?
No. So I did at one point, but I felt like I was reading, and so. I like to have the script on my iPad, and I usually like memorize paragraphs at a time. That way, I feel like it comes out more naturally since I memorized it, and I can like pause where I want, or I don't have to like struggle to keep up with the teleprompter. I can just memorize the lines and say it however I want. So it's scripted, but I'm not using a teleprompter, and it's usually on the iPad that I'm holding.
Yeah, I think Marquez Brownlee uses the same. He does the same thing because his videos are scripted as well, and he like memorizes and.
Yeah,
recites.
I feel like it's just more natural that way. Like I didn't know Marquez's videos were scripted at all.
Yeah, I didn't either until I saw his. I think was it Squarespace? No, not Squarespace. What's it? Skillshare.
Skillshare.
His Skillshare class. It's two completely different things.
Yeah, not even close. But...
not even close. Anyway, so also, I was thinking this the other day. How do you work on your thumbnails? Like, do you usually kind of plan what your thumbnail is going to be before your video? And also, how do you go about like taking the thumbnail and things like that?
So I know with 100% certainty what the title is going to be and what the thumbnail is going to be before I ever film. So usually the title and the thumbnail is what shapes the entire video. Because when you click on the video, you get that part, the hook of me, where I'm usually like saying something in the first like 2 or 3 seconds. That is always very heavy relying on whatever I know I'm going to title the episode. So whatever I title it or thumbnail, I try to use something like that's emotional, that entices a click with like an opinion in front of it, or there's always some sort of emotion in the thumbnail. Like either I'm disappointed or I'm excited, happy or sad, whatever. There's always the plan going into it. And then I try to match that as soon as you hit the video, because I want it to be consistent. I want you to see the thumbnail, see my emotion in the thumbnail, and then click it and see me in the first 1 to 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, with the same emotion. So it's all very, very heavily planned, which it's good, but a lot of times I feel very trapped by the channel. Like I know that I don't have much creative freedom. I can't just make any video I want. I have to be a certain way. I have to act a certain way, and I have to make a certain thing. Which is why I like doing Genius Bar, the podcast. I feel like I have a better outlet there where I can just say and do whatever I want. And we can talk about stuff that really interests us, where I feel like on Front Page Tech, I am trapped in this little box to like meet the audience expectations. But it's a double-edged sword. That's, I complain about being trapped, but that's exactly what you need. You know, that's why when I upload a video, you know, everyone's hopping on it immediately, and because everyone knows what to expect, because I'm meeting those expectations, which is what you're supposed to do when you're asking people to subscribe. But the larger
Exactly.
you get,
Yeah.
the more trapped you feel, I think.
Yeah. Because I think at the end of the day, you kind of become a slave to the algorithm.
Yeah.
Because you also have to like live off what you're doing now.
Yeah.
And so if you make a video that doesn't go well, you you don't eat for a week or
Yeah.
something.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
you're a
and like
slave to the algorithm, which sucks.
and it's a like right now, going into 2022, I have new contracts with sponsors that I have to meet, and it's like, you know, I can't miss an episode. It has to get X amount of views. Like it's almost the views on an episode almost have to be guaranteed because you know, that's how you're selling the ads. And so you have to make episodes and videos that will perform, or else it affects multiple people. Like there's multiple people on the advertising team and on the sales team that get affected if the episode doesn't perform. So um it's a very well oiled machine most of the time.
Hmm. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to answer this, but where do you get your like your sponsorships and things like that?
So I have a
Do you have
sales
like a
team that does it for me.
oh,
um
okay.
yeah, it's an agency that does it for me. That basically I wake up every morning with maybe 10 to 15 emails from the agency that do all the negotiating for me. So they're like, you know, they'll reach out to the brands, or they already have relationships with the brands, and they'll pitch the show, they'll negotiate a price, which I already have a price that I want, that I've, you know, the agency and I have agreed on. The agency will start negotiating on my behalf. When they get close to finalizing a contract, they will reach out to me and say, "Hey, is this brand okay? Would you like to work with them?" Because I always approve everyone that I work with. Usually when I wake up, I'll have like 10 to 15 emails every day of like, "Hey, do you want to work with this brand?" And then if I'll say yes or no, I'll send the email back, and then by the next day they'll have finalized the deals, and then it goes into a calendar, an organized group calendar, where when I go to film, I just look at the calendar and it'll show me, because the agency already did all that work for me. It'll show me exactly what day, what brand, and bullet points to make sure I say for the ad. So it's really well organized for me. I don't have to do that stuff. I don't think I could do that whole process by myself. That's like a full-time job by itself, you know, negotiating and talking with these brands. And
Hmm.
so yeah, I just show up, look at the calendar, see who's sponsoring the show, do the ad, and publish it. That's it.
Cool. That's awesome. Um, Taylor's writing something on the note. I'm confused. Anyway,
He's gone.
yeah, he's gone. So, what have you seen like work on YouTube to get more views? Because like some of your videos do really well, and also like with your even your audience retention, I heard is pretty good. But how do you do that? Because I mean, you're a great guy. You have a great personality. I think like the reason I
Thank
watch your videos all the way through is because like I watch it and I
Right.
get the tech news I want, and I get a laugh. And
Yeah,
that's
right.
that's really good.
I mean, that's the goal. That's what I want everyone to leave the episode with. And you know, my Twitter bio says I make dumb videos for smart people, because that's my goal. I want people to come in that usually already know this stuff. You don't need me to explain the specs or how things work. You don't need that. You come to the show to laugh and make any news story really, really dumb. That's what I do. And I think that because that's what I do in every episode, I'm making you a promise when I ask you to subscribe. Like, hey, do you want this? Subscribe. You subscribe, then the very next episode you get is exactly like that one. It's very consistent, and you know, I think people subscribe for like a certain product review that they want from other channels, or maybe you answered a specific question that they have, and then once they subscribe and you upload a video that's not answering a similar question, they'll skip the video. Or if it's a product that they don't really care about, they'll skip the video. Whereas for Front Page Tech, you're getting exactly what you signed up for every single episode. And that's why I think so 60% of the people that watch Front Page Tech episodes watch one every single video. And the audience retention throughout the video is 75%. So 75% of the video, the audience will stay through. And it's just because it's a daily show that well, not so much daily, but it's a show that they get used to and that they're comfortable with, and that I think because of the nature of the show, it becomes part of their routine. So, which I think is a really important part, because if you're not part of somebody's routine, then they're not inclined to watch every video. and they'll just wait for a video that they seem interested in to come through the subscription feed and then click on it. Whereas if you're part of their life and you give them more value other than content, like for me, it doesn't matter what news story I'm talking about. I want to make you laugh, and so you'll let me make you laugh no matter what I'm talking about. So you click on the video, and I think that consistency is the biggest thing that helps with just gaining an audience and retaining the audience. Because we all do it. We all ask, if you're interested in this, hit the subscribe button. But then you got to think, do I actually fulfill the promise that I'm making? I'm saying, hey, I'm telling you, this is why you should subscribe. The next video you make are you justifying that subscription? And so I think that's the biggest thing for me, is just consistency. But at the same time, like I said, double-edged sword, you get trapped and you have to meet those expectations every single video. You can't really experiment with different video types, where right now I think a lot of newer creators, they take that for granted, where they're like, they want the big audience size and stuff. But at the same time, I bet they couldn't confidently tell you what they would be okay making every video for years. Yep. When you're a smaller creator or you're new, that is your time to experiment and try all sorts of different types of videos to see what you would really like to make, because it has to be a really nice balance. It has to be a video that you like to make and that the audience likes watching. Because if the audience likes watching it but you hate making it, eventually you're going to quit making it, no matter who's watching. So you have to find the balance, and there has to be consistency. But I think newer or smaller creators have so much freedom to figure out what they actually want to do, because once you're locked in, once the audience hooks onto something, and a lot of people start subscribing in mass, that is what you're expected to do. And a lot of that creative freedom goes out the window. So it has to be very consistency, and everyone has to be happy. It has to be a mutual relationship where you're happy creating it and the audience is happy watching it. And I think that's the biggest thing, as far as that's for the audience. But as far as the algorithm, it's really the same thing. The algorithm wants to know that it can take a chance on the video. If the video is risky, it's not going to serve it. So if you make an iPhone video, this is very, very bare bones, but usually it's way more targeted than this. But if you make an iPhone video and it does well, you do another iPhone video and it does well. When you make your third iPhone video, the algorithm will say, oh, this is another iPhone video. We know people like this, and it'll serve it out. If you make an iPhone video, and they do well, and then all of a sudden you make an Android video, the algorithm's going to be like, oh, we're not taking a chance on that. That's not what we're used to. And the video won't, it won't be shown in browse and stuff like that. It won't be recommended. So consistency is the biggest thing for the audience and for the algorithm, I think.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Thank you so much for those tips. Those are definitely some great things to
I mean, that's why almost every other episode is about iPhone 14, because that is every time the algorithm sees that, it's like, okay, we know this does well, and it serves it out consistently,
and people love it.
Yeah. So it's no matter what I'm talking about, I will figure out a way to title the episode about the iPhone 14. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, and it seems to be working well so far as well. So, and keep
dude.
So I wonder when people will get tired of hearing iPhone 14 though.
When it comes out,
we're probably gonna
literally the day after iPhone 13 came out, I was like, okay, iPhone 14. It's like you got to. I know it's
on that. I'm like, what?
Well, I leaked the design for iPhone 14 a week before the event. It was trending on Twitter, and just because we leaked it a week before the iPhone 13 event. So I guess I've been talking about it since before iPhone 13, but people are really weird. It's once it's out, they don't care anymore. So it's we got to move quick. And even though it's annoying, I hate talking about iPhone 14 the day after iPhone 13 comes out, but that's what the audience wants. Once the news is confirmed and there's no more speculation or rumors, I think people get locked into that, and that's what's interesting. Because once it's out, and once you have a list of features and everything's confirmed from Apple, you're like, okay, I get it now. And you want the next thing. You're already looking for the next thing. So
especially
it's
if it's disappointing.
Tech works like that. Yeah, it's annoying that tech works like that, but that's where we are.
Yeah. With the Apple Watch Series 7, everyone was like, oh yeah, it's going to be redesigned. And then
it was redesigned. It was
announced.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. But it wasn't redesigned in the way that everyone thought.
Yeah.
I was shocked, honestly, when I saw the event.
You were shocked. I was shocked too.
Yeah, I can imagine you.
Yeah, I have real images of the square watch, so that's what I was expecting to see, and then I didn't see it. So But
that's
I guess
interesting.
other websites are speculating that the square design might be the rugged one that we're getting in 22.
Who
I don't know.
knows?
oh,
It's kind of weird that they leak it that early on, unless it was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah, well,
But
that
maybe
was
because
a
of chip shortage.
the squared watch was supposed to come out this year, but I don't know why it got delayed. It's going to have a double-sided chip, so something that's never been in an Apple Watch before, so that's probably why.
oh,
Where there's the panel lays in the middle and the chip is double-sided. Maybe that's why, but I don't know.
Just find out someday.
Someday.
yeah, interesting. Yeah. So where do you get your info for like leaks and rumors?
um, well, it depends. I have multiple sources within supply chain that will either give me images and videos of products early, like we did AirPods Max. We were the first people to leak AirPods Max. We had completed videos and images of that where we made renders. AirTags, we had full videos and renders from within the supply chain that we used to create that. Same with MacBook Air and iPhone 14 and stuff like that. Same with Apple Watch. The only issue is the people behind the scenes usually don't know what it's going to be called. Like
Yeah.
everything behind the scenes goes by code names, so no one knows, this is Apple Watch Series 7 or Apple Watch Series 8. Everyone's just guessing because they know they know there's a new one coming up. They're working on one code named whatever, so they think, they just assume this is the new one, but no one really knows how far out stuff is. I have people that are like deeper and further in the supply chain that are working on products towards the end of their cycle before they're released. I have
Yeah.
sources in the beginning of the supply chain where they're working on brand new stuff that won't be out for a year or two, 3 years. People in marketing, I leaked the name for AirPods Max like before they were announced, and no one believed it, which I can't blame them because that's a terrible name. But sources in marketing help with that, and that's just Apple. Within Google, I have people within marketing too that give me completed stuff. People within supply chain, same thing with Samsung, and not so most of the sources I would say are usually internal, like within the companies. But I do
Yeah.
have sources that are outside of the companies that maybe they work for mobile carriers or retailers that have information early, or case manufacturers. They also get their hands on stuff early. So there's really sources from everywhere, but I'd say the most reliable ones are usually the ones either towards the end of a product cycle in the supply chain, because that is the closest to a completed product that you can get, or marketing, because if people are working on marketing for it, then the product's done. And so that's usually a really good bet that the people in marketing have the most up-to-date and solid information. So I'd say end of supply chain and marketing would be the best sources.
Gotcha.
Or Tim Cook
So
himself.
yeah,
Let me just call him up.
Yeah.
right.
Like it's
Exactly.
really, there's some we are so careful. Like there's a one of my main sources in Apple who has never gotten anything wrong.
Mhm.
I don't know his name, but they have someone. They don't contact me themselves either. They work within Apple. I think they're higher up, but I'm not sure who they are. They don't disclose the name. They have some. They don't text or call anyone. They have someone come meet them. The person will drive to them. The source will disclose information, and then the person will relay it to me. So it's very secure, and like there's no messages exchanged. This person will drive to the source, meet them in person, discuss the information, and then tell me. So I don't even talk to that source directly. Who knows who it is?
Oh,
Might be
okay.
Tim Cook himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I was
doubt
gonna say maybe
He's just trying to get some more Apple stock.
it. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
To make some more cash.
yeah. So it's like everything's very well organized, and also very like it's scary because you don't want to get anybody in
Yeah,
trouble, and you want to make
yeah.
sure everyone's protected. And but yeah, there's some like mafia level stuff that happens in the background.
I can
Damn, man.
imagine. It's
So
crazy.
I think myself and everybody listening, watching,
Uh-huh.
wants to know, how haven't you gotten kicked off the internet? Like, leaking stuff and, you
Uh-huh.
know,
Well, living in the U.S. helps. So the U.S. has a lot of laws to protect people. Freedom of the press exists here in the U.S., which is
Right,
good. That
right.
I've worked so for AirPods Max and AirTags, I worked with Concept Creator, and I can't remember
Mhm.
where he lives. He does not live. I think he lives in the
He lives somewhere
Netherlands or
in Europe.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in the Netherlands, I think. And they got him.
Oh,
Like they were able to stop him, and so he can't make stuff like that anymore. It's they couldn't come after me because I live in the U.S. So instead, they went after the render artist that was working for me. Now, knowing that I work with Ian now, who is also in the U.S., and so we're both protected. And um, companies have tried to come after me, but there's no legal standing. They can try to scare me, like Samsung assumes that because I'm not The Verge or some crazy very packed with a legal team and multiple employees, and because I'm not The Verge, they think that I'll get scared, or they can scare me with their emails or their letters, and I'll take the information down. But I feel like Samsung wanted me to take down images that I posted of what was it? The S22 Ultra, I think it was. I made an episode
okay.
about it and I posted it on frontpagetech.com. They wanted all of that removed. They
Wow.
demanded I remove all that. They demanded I stop leaking any further information because while they were investigating the images, I leaked I leaked the event dates for next year. I leaked both events for January and February, um,
Mm,
the exact times and dates. And so then they're like, any knowledge that you have, don't share it anymore. And they also wanted me to voluntarily give up my source, like disclose who I'm working with at the company. And so I was like, no, that's not how that works. Like, I'm protected by reporter's privilege here in the U.S., and the sources are
right,
protected by what's
right.
called a shield law. So under law, if I were to go to court, the court cannot force me or demand me to disclose my source of information. That's called a shield law. So um, a lot of it is just being familiar with the laws and having protection. I consult with a lawyer, and so it's not that companies haven't tried, but
Yeah.
um, it's just I'm lucky. Where I live in the U.S., there's a lot of protections for stuff like that.
Wow,
As
that's
long as as long as there aren't illegal activities, like if I were
right, right,
soliciting a
right.
leak or if I paid for a leak, that's illegal, and everyone would get in trouble for that. So companies are usually on the lookout for that, like trying to um, not trick me behind the scenes, but see if I'll pay for something or just any small thing that could legally trap me. But I don't do any of that. I don't solicit leaks. They're all anonymous, and I definitely don't pay for them. So. Not that sources haven't asked. There have been multiple sources that have asked me to pay them in like Bitcoin or something crazy.
Yeah, I can
Oh
imagine.
wow.
Because also, like the question I'd have with that is, what's in it
Yeah.
for all these leakers though?
Um, it's different for a lot of them. Some people just want to talk to me. Um, I'm friends with a lot of the sources now, where we'll talk regularly, even if it's not about a leak. Um, but I think the exciting thing for them is, they are just like us. They're super excited about the future technology too. And if you knew something that Apple was working on, it'd be hard for you not to tell people, probably. Um, Especially stuff that people are really excited about, like the next iPhone or the next Apple Watch or the AR headset. There's a lot of exciting stuff that people are working on, and they also happen to be fans of the show. So it's like I can understand there's probably a lot of people that have been tempted that haven't shared information. They watch the show, they hear me talking about something, and they actually know the answer because they work on the product, um, or they're just really excited about a product in general and they want to reach out. So it's a lot of. I think it's also exciting for them to see, even though it's my name in the articles when the news goes out,
Yep.
they know that they caused it. If when iPhone 14 is trending, because I leaked it and it's associated with my name, secretly they know it was them. So
Gotcha.
I think it's just like I think there's a certain rush to it and like trying not to get caught but really I think it just boils down to excitement. I think everyone's excited, and if you're excited, you're working at this company and you're also watching Front Page Tech, and you know that you could probably get information on the show. I think that's what's exciting for them. But no money has ever exchanged hands or anything like that.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really thought of it that way. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's a little bit. Those are all the questions we had for you personally.
Okay.
So you can relax now.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna move into the 4 news articles we picked for today. They're all Apple related because like all of the
Yeah.
Android stuff was just bleh.
Yeah.
So
Usually
the
is.
first one we wanted to talk about is the fact that Universal Control got delayed yet again to
so annoying.
spring of next year. Well, what are your thoughts on that, John?
Why are we even doing why are we announcing stuff before it's ready? This has happened so many times now with AirPower and stuff like that where they announce something on stage and it's even worse if it's software, but they announce something on stage and then they can't do it. Like that they have to know that how far off it was, or like they knew a month ago that they weren't going to be able to pull it off. So tell us a month ago. It's just it's especially like waiting till spring of next year. That's inching even closer to the next version of Mac OS. So why not even just wait? Why announce it with this version of Mac OS? Why not just wait till the next one when it's actually done and ready to roll out? I don't know. It's annoying, and I mean, I'm not really disappointed. It's just annoying that that they announce stuff and then they know they can't. It's not ready. It's not ready to roll out the door.
Yeah, and it sucks that like I mean Apple's not even the only company who does this. Like other companies have done it before. Like, Samsung with their Galaxy Home that never saw the light of day. That's an
I
interesting
forgot all about that. Yeah, that's never even come out.
No, nobody even liked it. So
Yeah,
the design was stupid. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks that Apple keeps delaying these good features because I mean Universal Control seems like a really cool feature that a lot of people could use.
Yeah.
But I mean they've announced it and then delayed it and delayed it again. At least now they say it's coming in the future.
Yeah.
And not
Eventually.
coming in the next version of iOS.
Yeah. It is so close. Like that's close to dub for next year. So it's just why I don't feel like we should see anything on stage unless it's actually ready to roll out. That's what I wish we could do, but they're not going to do that. They keep promising stuff that they're not delivering.
Yeah, I completely agree. Taylor, do you have any thoughts?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I remember even from my channel, like, I would do, as soon as I heard about AirPower, I made a video on that, and then like, it was Benji. I'm sure you even remember because there was times that you would help me with thumbnails and stuff, and I felt like a ping pong ball going back and forth. That it's here, it's not here, and man, like that was just crazy. Like I don't know, they should like. Be sure that it's either coming or not coming before even saying anything.
Well, there were so many issues with AirPower. Like I've had videos sent from sources where, they would when they were testing AirPower, they would do it outside because I had a video of one literally exploding, like just bursting into flames because of overheating, and so I'm glad.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't go out to the public because.
Yeah.
I mean, you can imagine if that happens to even one person, that the lawsuits and the press coverage that would come from that. So I'm glad it didn't roll out to the public, but it's one of those things where if it obviously wasn't ready, why announce it on stage? Why say anything at all?
Exactly. That was the thing. Like, they announced it, and then we're like, okay, well, where is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like. It's just
did they like officially cancel it like a year later, or was it over a year?
So.
I don't even remember, but it was like a while after. So it clearly wasn't even ready.
Yeah. When did they? I think they announced it with the iPhone 10 in 2017. I think they canceled it like early 2019. So it was quite a while after.
Yeah. So that means when they announced it, it wasn't even close to ready.
Exactly.
It wasn't like they announced it and they were like, it'll be out next month. And then something went wrong.
They didn't even have like a working unit outside for like the press to cover.
So.
Which good thing they didn't because it would have burst into flames. So
that would have been so funny. Just the headlines. New AirPower explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Just like it probably would have been just as bad as like the Samsung phones that had exploded back in the day.
Yeah, because it not only damages your phone, but it damages your AirPods, it damages your Apple Watch
Yeah.
as well.
I mean, it could
Well,
burn down
Right.
your house too. Like
and burn down your house.
when I saw the video of one
Exactly.
exploding, like it was catastrophic, not good. Like it wasn't just like a little flame came out. It burst into flames, and if like if it was near your bed, like your mattresses are very flammable. Anywhere in your house, like it could catch curtains on fire. Like that could be. I mean, it could kill people. It could burn down houses and kill people.
Yeah. That's just crazy.
They should have just announced it as like the Apple campfire because that's all it was good for.
Just buy it
That'd be hilarious.
for your camping trip.
Yeah. So the second article that we have here, Apple releases tracker detect for Android users. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I like how just the name tracker for Android even sounds like you're supposed to like. It sounds like a stalking app. It sounds like you're supposed to track people.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, I'm not surprised that we had issues with people using AirTags to stalk or track people. This should have been. It feels like common sense. It feels like this should have been an app that was ready when the product released.
Yep.
It's not like it's not. You can't tell me that all these like executives from Apple, some of the smartest people working in the world, these crazy smart engineers, weren't like, okay, when we release these, people will probably use them to stalk people. Like you can't say that this caught you off guard. Like they were like, here's AirTags, and then people started stalking people. Like, oh, what? I'm so surprised by this. You're not surprised by that. This app should have been a thing to begin with.
Yeah.
Apparently, people hate this app as well.
Not
Look at the
surprised.
reviews. Like it's not very effective.
Not shocked.
I mean,
It's
it's
but also I think this also kind of defeats the purpose of AirTags because yes, you can use it for bad and stuff like that, but you can also use it like let's say it's on your keys. I was telling Taylor this before. Let's say you have it on your keys and somebody steals your keys or steals your wallet or something. They can now deactivate your AirTags no matter what device they have.
Yeah.
So that means they could just deactivate the AirTag in your bag and your bag is lost forever. So but I mean it's still a good thing that we have a way of turning it off if somebody were stalking us. But I don't know how it's going to work with the other scenario.
Yeah, I mean, this was like this. I like how it took. It probably took since the story of. I mean, it was really heavy in the press just like a week or two ago about how people were using it to stalk Android users, and it only took them like a week to put this app out. So, how did they not think of this before? Like when it was released.
Maybe they already had the app and they were just waiting.
That's what I'm saying. They're just like, okay, the app's ready, but we'll just wait for people to complain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Basically. Yeah. It's so funny. But it's the thing that also kind of shocks me is how not many people actually did this with Tile or like with other trackers. But now like the AirTags have come out. People all of us are like, oh, I could track this random person that lives down the street.
It's scale. It's scale and accessibility. Like for Tile, it's not as accessible as an AirTag. Not everyone is using it. Not everyone is familiar with it. Whereas, AirTags are compatible with mostly every up-to-date iPhone. And so I think it's scale and accessibility that makes this an easy device to be used for not good things.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
It's
exactly.
Yeah. It's interesting how people are even thinking of doing this.
I mean, that was like as soon as they were announced, some people were like, "Yep, gonna use this to stalk someone."
Yeah. Oh yeah, there are a lot of people out there who think like that. And I've even seen creators making videos of like stalking it like their friend and stuff, and it's just like
this is fun.
I think in the long term, like it's cool that they did that to potentially warn people, but at the same time, it's like to a crazy person that's just like, oh, you can do that with this product? Cool. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like
it's like bringing bringing that possibility to people's attention that maybe didn't think about it before.
Exactly. And I'm just like I was talking about it with my friend, and I'm like, I really love the video, and I think that it's an idea that nobody has. But like, what if a crazy person gets this and like, okay, I'm gonna do it now, and
Yeah.
and here we are with these stories that people that it's happened to people, and it's like that. It's so sad. It really is.
Yeah.
It's not even Apple's intention for it to be used that way, and it's getting used this crazy way.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess that's just like with anything. But I guess going back a little bit to the app, I was reading a few of the reviews here, and apparently, a big flaw this app has is like, I've completely forgot what I was going to say now. No,
you butchered
it. Butchered it again. No, so it's not constantly scanning, unlike an iPhone where it's constantly scanning for AirTags around you and things like that. With Android, you have to always open the app. So, like, how do you know somebody's stalking? Like, every time you go into your car or you go somewhere, you like open the app, and then it's like, okay,
you have to
I'm
remember
good.
to check if you're being stalked.
Yeah, exactly.
So just like going throughout your day, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, got my keys. Okay, starting my car, turning on the radio. Oh, let me check to see if anyone's following me.
I mean, this is a cheap solution. Because then I was thinking, there's another way that they could stop, the Apple could prevent this, is like when you buy an AirTag, you have to fill out a form and then sign a signature or something where you legally say you're not gonna use it for bad things, and then if you do, then you go to jail.
Right.
But I don't know if Apple would do that.
No, I mean, I'd be for that, where people like sort of digitally signing it, and that information isn't publicly accessible, but Apple has it. So, you know, if anything goes wrong, that information could be used against you if you were using it nefariously.
Yeah. Because I think this idea with the app, it's like, could work. But
yeah, it's a Band-Aid over the actual problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But anyway, do any of you have any other thoughts on this, or we can move on?
Yeah, no.
I think we've talked enough about it. So the next thing on our list is apparently there will be no foldable iPhones expected until 2023 at the earliest, but 2024 more likely.
I said this.
I don't really care about foldables, so if Apple makes one, cool. But
I said this literally like 6 months ago or something. There was a report that came out that said the foldable iPhone was coming out in September next year, 2022. And I was like, no, like they aren't even close to being ready, and we probably won't see it till 23 or 24. So this is not new information, but it's like, I mean, the project isn't even really guaranteed to roll out to the market. That's another thing that people are sort of ignoring, is that just because it's in the news doesn't mean we're actually going to get it. They are working on it, but it doesn't, like, they are so far from a final product that they may decide, like, things change so fast. By 2024, the market might look completely different. And, you know, foldables are hot right now, but 2024, we're getting even closer to not having phones at all. Like by
I was just about to say that, yeah.
Yeah, by 2030, we're not going to be carrying around these phones. I feel like everyone gets like, they get bored with this stuff, and so they can't see past like these little glass sandwiches, and they're just like, okay, foldables are the future. Yep. But we're just making foldables because we're bored of this. Foldables aren't the future. If you really understood the future, it's further than that. The future is none of these phones at all. Like everything is just going to be attached to you. You're going to be wearing it, and there won't be any use for these things. And by 2024, 2025, like we're getting even closer to not using these devices at all. We're getting closer to augmented reality stuff that, you know, in 2030 we probably won't even be using our phones anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say this, Benji. I think we talked about it on the last podcast. You know, what are your thoughts on like AR taking over like physical devices like iPhones and stuff?
Do you ask Benji or me?
No, you, John. You, John.
I mean, it's like, it's inevitable. That's the direction we're heading.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. So I am not the biggest fan of VR. I get really motion sick. But AR, yeah, I think that's the future. Digital life being merged with physical life, I think um, is a necessary direction, and it will also we won't have to like be carrying around all these things. Like I won't you could leave your house without your phone. It also introduces other benefits too, like
Mhm.
imagine walking up to or like seeing a menu or seeing anything where the prices just pop up on your glasses for you, or seeing a person and facial recognition popping up and saying this is who this is, here's their Facebook, whatever. I think that we're already trying to do that. Our digital lives are already so intertwined with our physical lives. We just need a device like this to do it. And I think the more it becomes seamless and it just becomes a part of your life to where uh, you're not even having to. It's almost like because you're carrying around a phone, you choose, like, you have your physical life and then you pick up your phone and you choose to open something digital. Whereas if you're wearing it, it's just part of your day to day and you don't even have to think about it, and it's seamless that way. So I mean that's the direction we're heading, and I think after that it would be like neural stuff, like stuff in actually like implanted in your brain.
Yeah.
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 Because we were also discussing this last week in the episode, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on it, John. Is when, like, of course, when we will eventually have that future where we have everything's a AR, basically, everything's in the cloud, things like that. How do you think it's going to work with like video calls or selfies? Because I mean, video calls could kind of be done in the metaverse and stuff like that, but then you've got like a selfie. People like selfies. How do
Yeah.
you think that's going to work? Because you're going to be wearing glasses, so
Yeah. Well, I
or
think
something
that
like that.
that's interesting. Not sure about selfies, but as far as like taking pictures and stuff, like right now, I think a camera on glasses is weird. And I think we all
Yeah.
agree that that's weird because it invades
Yeah.
privacy and all the other stuff. But we also thought the same thing when cameras went on phones. I don't know if you probably don't remember, but when
Probably
phones
not.
started
Yeah.
getting cameras on them, people
Yeah.
freaked out. That was
Yeah.
foreign. That was weird. It was an invasion of privacy. But now some of these phones have 8 cameras on them. And
Yeah.
so it's weird now, but once that technology is implemented and it's more intertwined in your life, I think people will be more comfortable with that stuff, with more like having glasses on or having a camera lens on your glasses. I think that'll be more acceptable and it'll be less weird. But right now it is weird. It feels weird that I think that there's multiple ways to do it, like have a camera on the glasses but have a light turn on when the camera's on so people will know. There's multiple ways to do it, but like when you hold up your phone like this and I'm recording you, there's no light that's indicating that you're being recorded. You don't even know. I could just be sitting there like this, casually holding my phone and recording you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's like the past always repeats itself. History always repeats itself. We did the same thing with phones when they got cameras. We're going to do the same thing when glasses have cameras, but eventually it'll be normal and we'll all be used to it. It won't be weird. As far as selfies, I never really thought about that. What if like what if we go backwards? Like we're wearing glasses so we don't need phones anymore, but then we're back to carrying like digital cameras around. Like those point and shoot cameras that used to be popular.
Yeah, 'cause I was also thinking like they could just sell basically as if like it's a slab of glass like a phone, but it's just got the cameras in it.
Yeah,
So
it
you can
could
use
be
it
an
to do like
accessory
video
to your
calls.
glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, because then you just got like a little camera, and then on the side of it is your phone or something like that, and you can video call people. You can take selfies, things like that. I don't know if that would work. I think it would be better than carrying like a big camera around all the time. But
just go back to
I guess
Polaroids.
we'll have to see how that all works.
Yeah, we can just go back to Polaroids for selfies.
Yeah.
True. So the last thing that we wanted to talk about, iPhone 14 Pro gets camera and RAM upgrades. So
yes, that's true. 48 megapixels and 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's true.
Is Is the 48 megapixels going to be on all 3 cameras or just one?
No, just the main.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So most of that stuff is already finalized. They're getting ready to go into PBT stages for it. So a lot of the news that you see coming out for the next few months, when you see it, like when it's so early on, I would say like when you see news like that, don't get too attached to it because it is a good possibility that it could change. But we're further down in the supply now, where if you see news like this for the next few months, you are permitted to get excited about it. It'll probably happen.
Cool.
Right.
You right?
Yeah, no, my somebody walked in.
Okay. I was like, his camera's off. Oh no.
He just left.
Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep hearing about iPhone 14 Pro rumors, and some of them may come true, some of them may not, some of them may sound true, and then
the only thing I'm sad about is there's no mini. No mini. This year.
Same. That's why I got the 13 mini this year, because I was like, this is gonna be the last year I'm gonna be able to get a mini. So.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Did you use a mini for a time, John?
No, I see. I'm part of the reason why it's going away because I like it. I like the concept of it, but I didn't buy one, and that's why they're getting rid of it because people like the concept of it, but they're not buying it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If the Pro though, like if the 13 Pro came out in a mini size, I would probably buy that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think I was gonna go for the Pro, but then I was like, I really want to try the mini, and also I like the colors on the mini a lot more than the Pro.
Yeah. Oh,
So
I
I
love
just
the satin chassis on the not Pro phones. It looks so good. Like the stainless steel on this is nice, but there's so many fingerprints and it's gross.
Yeah, like I remember when I had my iPhone 10, it was terrible. And even I've got an S10 Plus that I used for a while, and like even the sides of this are just terrible.
I had basic phones for like a while, and then like I shortly after the iPhone 12 came out, I got the 12 Pro, and I'm going Pro from now on. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, I've said that before. I skipped the iPhone 13 series. Hopefully, if everything's correct about the iPhone 14, then I'll go for the 14 Pro. But yeah, like, I honestly, when I got the iPhone 12 Pro, I was like, I can't even believe I didn't go Pro before. Like, I even said it to Benji and other people, like, I cannot believe I didn't go Pro before.
Yeah.
It's really
that's
good.
how I feel about the Apple Watch. Like this year, I got this stainless steel Apple Watch Series 7, and now I could never. Even though it's literally the same watch, there's no extra features. It's just stainless steel, just a different material. I will always get stainless steel now, just because it actually looks like a watch. Like it looks like jewelry instead of this weird fitness device.
Right. I saw one for the first time, in person yesterday when I went to the Apple store, and I'm like, man,
the gold one too. The gold one is spicy.
Dude, that one was like, wow.
I was like, usually they do a gold or a gold-ish color for the aluminum, but they didn't even do that this year. They were just like, no, if you want gold, you got to get stainless steel.
Honestly, this year's colors for the Apple Watch are just horrendous.
Just the worst. You can't even get just a normal black one or a gray one if you want.
Exactly. It's sad.
You can't get a white one either. It's just like Starlight, which is a weird silver and gold, and Midnight, which is like black and blue.
Yeah. And then you've got the other colors, but like nobody really wants a red watch or a blue watch or green.
Well, that limits you because like you're supposed to wear the device every day, and then that limits like what you can wear and what matches with it, and
yeah,
very true, very true.
And also, it doesn't match all of the iPhone colors, which
sad.
There's no green iPhone.
Yeah, that's like
And also the colors are different every year. Like the gold from this year doesn't match the gold from last year, and the gold from last year doesn't match the gold before that.
It's so honestly, Apple in colors.
Every every year, their gold color is different. Every year, their product red color is different.
Yeah.
Like this year, it's like almost an orange. Like it's a lightly saturated red that turns almost to an orange. It's not even the same product red from last year.
It's more of a cherry red.
Yeah.
but still, it's a lot different from last year's.
Yeah, still looks good, but it's not the same color.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I think that's about everything we
Looks
wanted
like a
to
perfect hour.
discuss today. Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Damn. If we planned that wouldn't have worked as well.
You should have just said that you did plan it.
No.
It was all planned. It was also, this was all scripted,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and John just figured it out.
yeah, just now.
Just now.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
thanks so much, John, for being on.
Yeah,
on
absolutely,
our
guys.
Episode of Tech Unlocked podcast.
Thanks for having me.
It was great. Yeah, it was
Thank
great
you.
to catch up a little bit and discuss some of the tech that we love.
And
Get
that we
to know you
hate.
a bit more, and that we hate.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah, we
Yeah.
did that as well. But yeah, if anybody watching or listening wants to follow John and you're not already, like, what are you doing? You could go follow him in the description below. He may leak fake Apple Watches every now and then,
Yeah.
but nobody cares. Not many people
Man.
care about that anymore.
Right.
Yeah, so go follow him, and also you can follow us on our social medias. Links will be in the show notes or the description below as well. Taylor, do you have anything you want to say before we end?
No, not really. I actually have one more question for
Go
you,
ahead.
John. What's your favorite tech of 2021?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a good one.
that's my iPad Mini. I love the iPad Mini so much. It's the perfect
Listen.
iPad. It's like I feel like all the other iPads are trying to. I feel like all the other iPads are doing weird stuff. Like iPad Air, now you can have the keyboard with that. And like every iPad is trying to do too many things. It's trying to be too much. It's trying to replace your
Yeah.
laptop. I just want an iPad, and I think the iPad Mini is like the last pure iPad experience where it's just for casual use. It's just for iPad stuff. You're not trying to attach a keyboard. You're not trying to do all this crazy stuff on it. It's just an iPad doing iPad stuff, and I love that.
Yeah.
I hope they always keep the iPad Mini around, but they won't. And they'll want to keep adding
if the
a bunch of
iPhone-
stuff to iPads.
If the iPhone Mini's going away, then
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, everything's going
imagine.
away eventually.
Yeah, I'd say that's my favorite. My favorite piece of tech for the year is the iPad Mini
It's a great device, honestly. I don't know why
It
some
is.
people
It
hate
really
it.
is.
because they're wrong. Those people are wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a perfect
exactly.
product. It's so good.
And I mean, people made a big deal about the Jellygate situation, and that was just like, come on,
Yeah.
really? Like,
You literally cannot notice it. People notice it because someone on the internet told them to look.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Did
crazy.
you notice it on yours, John?
No. Of course, I noticed it after people like tell you to look for it, but the iPad
Yeah.
Air does the same thing. I'm the one who tweeted a video of the iPad Air doing it too. Like everyone's like, "Oh, the iPad Mini is defective." No, it's not. It happens on every LCD display. It's been a thing.
Yeah. And it's funny how Apple even came out and said themselves, like, it's
Yeah,
normal.
this is how it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, John, is there anything you would like to share with our audience or anything
No,
you'd like
I
to
just
say?
I think that if you tuned into the show to see me and you haven't seen Taylor or Benji yet, you should definitely subscribe to the channel. I think you guys are doing amazing work, and just keep
Thanks,
it up,
man.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks everyone for watching or listening. We will see you, or you'll hear from us next week.
Bye.
See you later.
Have a great one, guys.